Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, dear students. I welcome you once again in virtual learning system of Pakistan International School, Taif. I'm Miss Shazia, and this is our third lecture of subject biology for the grade 8th. We are doing chapter number 1, Introduction to Biology, and today we will see the topic Muslim scientists and levels of organization. Dear students, nowadays science has proven all the concepts and all the actually facts about the birth of living organism, especially the birth of man, which was told 1400 years ago in our holy book Quran Majid. If you see in this topic, there are some verses which are written here, like we made everything from water. Now we know that in our body, 60 to 70% water is present, and we cannot live without water. He made man from clay like the potter. Yes, you know, our body, and it uh, is made up of like clay type structure. Okay, so in the next verse, Surah Al-Mu'minun, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said that uh, he made us with a drop of clot. Then the clot is made into lump. Then the lump is made into bones, and the bones are made into flesh. And all that bones we have gathered and like covered it with flesh. Yes, now the scientists have proven, because we are having different techniques to know how a human being is going to be formed. Next one, in Surah Al-Nur, there is another fact which Allah told here, that He created every animal from water. There are some organisms which creep over their bellies, yes, like snakes. Some walk on two legs, like human beings. Others on four, like cattle, cow, goat. Allah creates what He pleases. Definitely. Now, everything you are looking around that you can see that is fulfilling all the facts of Quran. So this Quran hints not only at the origin and development of life, but also at many characteristics of human organisms, like not only the evolution, not only the creation, but the development and embryology also. Okay, our topic is Muslim scientists. You know, Muslim scientists have a great contribution in the study of science. So the oldest or older scientists were Muslims. And this European world has taken all the knowledge from the books which were written by those scientists. So here regarding biology, we will see Jabir bin Hayyan. He was an Iranian, like born in Iran, practiced in Iraq, and his main branch was chemistry. But he studied about plants and animals as well, and he wrote lots of books, Al-Nabatat and Al-Hayawanat, included in them. Abu Malik Asma'i, that was also the Muslim scientist who wrote Al-Abil means camel, Al-Khayl means horse, Al-Rosh means animals, and Khalaq al-Insan, like he wrote all the books about biology. The next one, founder of medicine. Founder of medicine, that honor was given to Abu Ali Sina, and now he is called Avicenna in the West. And he was a physician, philosopher, astronomer, and poet, and his books are being studied in European universities. His one of the famous book is Al-Qanun fi al-Tib, Canon of Medicine in the West. Means Tib means medicine. So that is being studied in the Western universities. These are three scientists. Yes, my dear students, now we'll see levels of organization. Organization means what? It comes from organ. But if we talk about the word organization, it means there is some institution, there is some collection of something. There is not only collection, but what we can say, the things are placed in a proper manner according to their sequence. Yes, here we'll study about the levels of organization of living organisms, means how the living organisms are formed sequentially. So let's get started. You see here, simple to complex. First, simple things are made, then uh, uh, like they make complex things. Life's levels of organization, not only human beings but other organisms also. This atom, then molecule, organelle, cell, tissue, organ. There is actually one more, organ system, then organism, population, community, and biosphere. In the last, it makes the whole of the earth. So we will see the first one, subatomic and atomic level. Every living organism is made up of atoms. And means, what is atom? Atom is the smallest particle which cannot be further divided. We know this. And all the matters are made up of these atoms. Similar atoms are called elements. We know they make up any type of substance, any type of matter. But now we know that atom is not the smallest particle, but it is further divided into subatomic particles. Those subatomic particles are electrons, protons, and neutrons. So atom is the basic unit of matter, and that is divided into electrons, which revolve around the this nucleus, or inside we are having the this one proton, and this one neutron, because you know proton has positive charge and neutron has no charge, and electron has negative charge. So that is atom of carbon, because 6 proton and 6 neutrons are there. There's 12 atomic number. Atomic mass is 12. Okay. So you see here lots of matters. So A means not, tom means cut. So it is not cut, so that's why it is called the smallest one, but further it is not divided into subatomic particles. So out of 92 kind of elements that occur in the nature, if you see in the periodic table, 16 are called bioelements, because here we have to study about bioelements, not all the elements. So bio means life or living organisms, and the elements which are present in living organisms, they are almost 16. Out of these 16, 6 are 99% in total, and they are required in more quantity, and there are trace elements which are not required in more quantity, in very minor quantity. So potassium, sulfur, chlorine, sodium, magnesium, iron, copper, manganese, zinc, and iodine. And they make 1% oxygen, carbon, hydrogen, nitrogen, calcium, and phosphorus. They make more amount of the total mass of the living organism. So you see this chart paragraph in your book. So look, major portion of our body is composed of oxygen, then carbon, and then hydrogen. So these three elements, when they combine together, so they form organic compounds, as you know, and some other are required in very minor quantity. Next, we will see molecular level. In molecular level, it means those atoms which we have seen in the previous slide, they are unstable. Most of are unstable. So due to their instability, they started to make bonding between one and other. Bonding can be ionic and covalent, and you will study this in chemistry. So means bonding means attraction. They are having attraction between one another, and what they form molecule. After molecule, not simple molecules, because we are studying about bioelements, so they form biomolecule. So an organism form, because if we are having carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen, so they combine differently to form different compounds. So we are having just 16 bioelements, but we are having hundreds of different types of molecules in our body, and they are the building blocks of our body. And they are having specific bonding arrangement, they are having complexity, and we all this study in biochemistry. Due to their complexity, due to their bonding, and due to the number of atoms they are having in them, they are divided into two different groups, micromolecules and macromolecules. Micro means very small, and macro means larger. So here you can see molecule atoms bond together. This is oxygen, hydrogen, hydrogen, and this is a smaller molecule that is called micromolecule, that is example water and glucose, and the other is macromolecule, for example, which are having high molecular weight or mass, that can be starch, protein, and lipids. If we see the next one, organelle and cell level. Okay, when these molecules arrange themselves in proper manner, so they form organelles. So biomolecules assemble in a particular way and form organelles. There are lots of organelles in the structure. What are organelles? We have seen before that subcellular structures, like the in the cell, there are lots of structures present which work differently. So they assemble together in the form of cells. So there are some organelles, Golgi apparatus, this is smooth endoplasmic reticulum, rough endoplasmic reticulum, ribosome. These are called SER or RER. Ribosomes, nucleus, mitochondria. This is cytoskeleton. Cytoskeleton means skeleton of cell. As I told you, cyto means cell. So skeleton or bones of cell. Yes, cell is also having cytoskeleton. We will study in chapter number 4. These are centrioles which we have, all these organelles will study in chapter number 4, inshallah. That is a long chapter, and we will study detailed um, a description of all these organelles. This is vacuole, this is lysosomes, and this is cell membrane. Okay, so these organelles is specialized to perform specific function. For example, cell membrane protects the cell, it is cell covering, and these ribosomes, they do protein synthesis, and this inside they are having DNA. Nucleus is the structure which keeps this chromosome inside it, and they are having genes and they perform function in inheritance. Golgi apparatus, they are involved in release of waste materials, and lysosomes to break the waste material, vacuoles to store the water and waste material, centrioles to having function in cell division, cytoskeleton keeps the cells shape, mitochondria, it makes energy for the cells. These are channels of the cells. So all are performing in one cell different functions. So we can say that in the cell that we can have the division of labor. Division of labor means every organelle perform its own function. Like at your home, your father does the separate job, your mother having separate job. You are doing the different role in the home. So like every role or every work is divided among uh, all the persons at the home. So likewise, their jobs are divided among the different organelles. So, but in prokaryotes and most protists, what are these? We will see, inshallah, in the next topic. Entire organisms consist of single cell. It means they are unicellular. So, the just one cell is just carrying out all the functions of the body. But in fungi and all animals and plants, there are bodies made up of trillions of cells. If you see when the cell organelles combine and they are arranged in proper manner, so we can have cells. Now they form cells like this. Outer is cell membrane, this is cytoskeleton, this is Golgi apparatus, endoplasmic reticulum, mitochondria, peroxisome, centrioles, and nucleus. And here this is animal cell and this is plant cell. Now we will see tissue level. So in multicellular organism, because cellular organization is done in multicellular organisms. So in multicellular organisms, when similar cells performing the similar functions, they are organized in groups and called tissues. So actually, what is tissue? Just remember in your mind, because that is from grade 3, grade 4. Yes, a tissue is a group of similar cells specialized to perform the common function. So they carry out the life processes. And for example, like cellular respirations and protein synthesis, they do. Like in plants, there are epidermal tissues, ground tissues. In animals, they are having nervous and muscular tissues. So you can see here, tissue level is a group of distinct similar cells that carry out a specific set of functions. If you see in this diagram, 4 types of tissues are given from the human body. This is connective tissue. This is epithelial tissue, the tissue of skin, and the muscle tissues. You can see all the cells are collectively performing the same function. This is nervous tissue. Lots of neurons are collected here. Organ and organ system level, we will see here in higher multicellular organisms, more than one type of tissues having related functions are organized together and form a unit. Like in that, different tissues grouped together to perform the different functions. But the function is collectively for that organ. So you can see here in the diagram the organ level of what stomach. So you see this is stomach, but it is not only the simple organ, it is having these type of tissues, and all these tissues collectively form this organ. They perform their different functions, but these functions are carried out for one organ, for the stomach only. So organs having several kinds of tissues, and organs in animals are composed of number of different type of tissues. For example, the stomach, which we have discussed. So you can see here there are lots of human organs which are made by different tissues, and those tissues grouped together to form a single organ. Now we'll see organ system level. In organ system level, this is our next one step next in levels of organization. So when lots of different organs, they collectively make a group that form organ system, and they perform the functions separately, but they carried out specific functions. But these all functions of all the groups are for the one system. So they make one system. We can take a look on the digestive system. You can see here there are lots of organs: liver, gallbladder, large intestine, small intestine, stomach. Here is pancreas as well as. So all these functions are carried out for the functions of what? Digestive system of human body. It also includes not only these, but your oral cavity. Oral cavity like your mouth, your teeth, your tongue. These are all helpful organs which performs the function for the digestion of your food, so that make a digestive system. So if you see, here are some human organ systems. Skeletal system provides structure to the body and protect. Muscular system supports the body and allows to move. Digestive system, we know we have talked about all the digestion. Respiratory, this is having lungs, these are trachea, bronchi, and this is your nose and oral cavity as well, nasal cavity, your throat. They all make the respiratory system, and they carry out oxygen in the body. Nervous system, you see, this is brain, spinal cord. These are all nerves or neurons, and they help in the coordination of the body. Next is circulatory system, the heart, veins, arteries, and in that we are having capillaries also, so they make the circulatory system. Now we'll see individual level. Individual level, when different organs and organ systems are organized together to form an individual or an organism. We can say organism level as well, because in the previous classes you have studied organism level. Now individual level. So in that, all the organs and organ systems are coordinated with one another. All the processes are coordinated with one another and they form a body. If, like for example, you want to breathe, you are breathing, but your brain is rejecting that. So what will happen? Definitely you will die. So your brain has to coordinate it with your every part of the body. So for example, you can take an example. If a person does hard exercise, so what will happen? What you feel? Just think. Yes, breathing problem. you breathe too faster, isn't it? Too fast. When you breathe faster, so your rate of respiration increased, and to compensate this increase of rate of respiration, you breathe too much, and due to that, supply of your body, supply of oxygen in your body that decreases, then you breathe a lot, and due to this increased breathing, your heartbeat, what it does, it beats too quickly. So the rate of heartbeat accelerated, respiration accelerated to give you more oxygen and food to your body, nutrition to your body, to supply more nutrition and oxygen to your muscles, because in exercise your muscles are involved. So it means, and also definitely brain and lots of other hormones and enzymes are working very speedy way to like to maintain or to maintain the system of your body. So it means in individual level, or that whole body is coordinated. Okay, you see here population level. So population level, when all those organs and organ systems, um, they collectively make an individual, and the group of individuals and the group of organisms of the same species located at the same place in the same time. This is the definition of population. For example, human population in Pakistan in 2010 comparison to 173.5 million, and now it is increased. But this is, you see different examples of population. This is population of human beings, like same type of species at the same place here at the same time. Here the population of rabbits, population of butterflies, population of deer. So we cannot see there are some deer and some rabbits and some butterflies, so this is the population. No, they are of the same species and the same time and in the same place. That is the population. Here we have discussed some words. So for example, a species. Species is singular. We don't say a species. Species, what is this actually? This is a group of organisms capable of interbreeding and producing fertile offspring. Capable of breeding, interbreeding, like they can interbreed with one another, and they can produce the next generation, and the next generation must be fertile. Fertile means the next generation, or the babies of that, when they get adult and mature, so they must produce the next generation. That means fertile. Okay, so a species for means a species of human being, a species of rabbit, which we have discussed here, a species of bug, species of butterflies. Look, this is same species. Okay, so when they produce fertile offspring. The next one is habitat. Habitat means the area of the environment in which organisms live. Organisms live. That is habitat, like the place where they live. Yes, the next one we'll see community level, when the populations And not only the single species, but the populations of different species, they assemble or they interact with one another. That group is called community. You can see the better example here in the picture. You can see here are deer, and there are some other organisms, plants, animals, as well as you're having some birds. So they all are form what? Community. So communities are the collection of organisms in which population may increase or other can be decreased. Community are complex as well as they can be simple. There are two types of communities. So if complex means lots of, for example, a forest in which there are lots of organisms live over there of different species, and simple for a log, like when the tree is cut and it's fallen down, and there's some a few insects are present over there. So that can be very simple. And in a simple community, number of population and size is limited, and also biotic and abiotic factors can have a long-lasting effects. Like biotic means other living organisms. For example, these are all living organisms. Um, they can have effect on the community. And abiotic factor means non-living, means temperature, means water, air, fire. They can also have the effect in the community. Let's talk about our last but not the least, that is biosphere. Just guess, what is a biosphere? Bio means life and sphere means the whole circle. Yes, that is our sweet earth. If you see, the part of the earth inhabited by organisms community is called biosphere. The part of the earth where organisms live, that is called biosphere. And almost all the parts of the earth um, are those where the organisms lived, where we are having different ecosystems, and that is also called the zone of life on the earth. In the water, in oceans, and here in North and South Pole, organisms also live, and everywhere. So, what is ecosystem? Ecosystem is areas where living organisms interact with the non-living components of ecosystem. Definitely, every living organism where they live, they interact with non-living components, like there is air, there is water, there is a temperature, hot, cold, light, and sometimes fire. All these are included in abiotic factors, which affect the zone of life on earth, definitely. So you just have a brief look on these levels of organization, which is on your book. So that is first subatomic level and atomic level. Then we are having molecular level, organelle level, cell level, tissue level, organ and organ system level, individual level, population level, community level, and the last one is biosphere level. You can make a key for that, like SAMOCOOI, sorry, CTOOIPCB. When you write these letters and make any key or starting from that, and so that you can learn it easily. But it is very easy to make it from simple to complex systems. I hope you enjoyed the lecture. This is another view of biosphere level, like atom, molecule, cell, tissue, organ, body system, organism, population, community, ecosystem and biosphere. So biology is life, and I love biology. And what about you? Okay, that's it for today. Wish you all the best.